Inclusion is we exclude nobody. We don't leave anybody behind. If there is a complex medical need, then we talk with the parents or the carers or the individual themselves as to what their limitations are and what they want to achieve from coming down to the sessions. And sometimes it can be just from a social point of view. Other times it can be because they want to join in, and we actively encourage that every step of the way. He adapts his sessions to meet their individual needs, which is one of the reasons why the groups aren't huge in numbers, because we would lose sight of that a little bit, that personal programme almost. So it's a generalised programme in there, but then it is individualised to the person's needs and limits, and understand where they can be pushed and where they can't be, because sometimes they don't really know themselves. It's a case of trial and error, and so we do that with care. It gives them confidence and empowerment for them as an individual to know that they've got the group's confidence, and we're trusting them with giving them a bit of responsibility.
So how I adapt it is I look at the range, what I've got, and I try and make the session work for everybody. Look, if you can't bounce the ball, can you roll it? Can you roll it? If they can't pass the ball, can they roll it on the floor to their team, or can they sit down and do it? So it's just finding what works for that person so that they can improve the same way as everyone else. I think it's very important that these sort of learners and people have this sort of thing available to them, because it also gets them out of the house, it gets them fit, it gets them healthy, but also it also makes them to get new friends as well and socialise with people that they probably wouldn't be able to. And so I think it's really good for their mental well-being as well.
Yeah.
Are we all excited? Yeah.
You're very lucky if you find a coach that is able to give a child with neurodiversity the attention that they need. And it's not from an attention-seeking point of view, it is purely to just give them a little bit longer to understand what's being said. Maybe repeat it several times that they perhaps don't need to do for the neurotypical. There's a lot of coaches out there that are fantastic coaches, but don't fully understand what people with neurodiversities actually need from them. And it's not that they don't want to give it, and it's not that they're a bad coach, they just don't necessarily understand what's needed of them. And one of the things that we've been working on with Active Knots and through the Special Olympics in Portland College is to actually put on a course that actually helps coaches, and the ideas for the teaching community as well, if we've got any coaches and teachers that don't have access to this, is to understand what is actually needed from coaches and people coaching sport and physical activity, and how to include neurodiversity in with their mainstream activities. It might be that the best thing for some people is to be exclusive, but that's not going to help them when they're older. It's not going to help them to interact with the community. We would like everybody to be training together. That's why we don't exclude neurotypical people that want to come to our sessions, and likewise, as part of the Nottingham Hoods, we don't exclude neurodiversity that want to come to the mainstream sessions.
He knows Ben because Ben works at his college, and Ben signs really well. PJ's deaf as well as being visually impaired, so that signing's really important for him. So it made it inclusive straight away, plus having that familiar face. And the skills that they learn he's able to participate in. He gets quite a lot of support off Ben and the other coaches in there, but he's able to do it, and he always comes out smiling.
Let's go!